voting is the most essential and democratic duty that any one person within this nation can fulfill. Since its creation, the United States has only succeeded by having citizens that are both able to voice their opinions and show it at the ballot box. Therefore, voting is the embodiment of freedom, and some today are still struggling to obtain it. Now let's look at the history of voting within the United States, something that's not always been as equal as it is today. In 1776, when it was first created, only white land-owning males had this right to vote. By 1870, black men were eventually permitted to vote, with the creations of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment that freed slaves. However, their right to exercise this vote was also hindered due to laws of segregation that still existed through the nation. It wouldn't be until almost 100 years later that they would freely be able to exercise their right to vote. Then in 1920, women eventually gained the right to vote with the 19th Amendment, and then soon later, Native Americans with the Snyder Act in 1924. Then eventually, in 1964, with the passing of Voting Rights Acts, individuals were finally allowed to vote without segregation and discrimination that existed before. Now, as we move on to the present, Americans are more free and have the greatest amount of power in terms of voting that they ever have throughout history. From here, we can only progress further, allowing more people to vote and breaking down those boundaries of discrimination that have existed for so long within this nation. However, as of current, there seems to be this trend of an overall decrease in voter participation. As of the most recent presidential election of 2020 within the state of Mississippi, only 41% of the voter-eligible population voted in the presidential election. And really there are a bunch of reasons for this, but mainly a good starting point would be looking at the school system, which has moved beyond the traditional setting of educating people on government and political relations. But now in this modern age, as the different types of subjects related to STEM, mathematics, and science, the overall industry of learning about government and the classical traditions of our education system are being lost. As a result, the overall interest in these subjects has decreased, making people find alternative ways of learning about these issues, from sources like family, or technology and social media, even to videos like this that we're presenting right now. So now I'm actually going to show you one of the best sites to find this information that's backed by truth and actual facts. You'll want to go to your local Secretary of State's office. Therefore, you want to open your favorite web browser and search sos.ms.gov. Obviously, for different states, you'll substitute MS for their abbreviation of that state. And there you'll find things on election matters, things like candidate information, campaign information, the way finances and lobbying go into effect in all this. Once you click on the Elections and Voting tab, you'll find information such as how to register, information about county elections, if you plan on mail-in voting, and other things. But no matter how it is you vote, or who you vote for, it's just important that you do participate in this vital power that you as a person have. So just keep that in mind when you become eligible to vote.